Oh.
Mike is gone now.
Where'd he go?
He had to go run errands, he said. Which,
What errands?
I don't know what that means.
Yeah. Hello, everybody. How's it going? Hey, what up, Jason? Alright, so, it's our 4 years today. That's crazy. And 2 days till falling. And that's even crazier. So we gotta go off. Got your second tattoo? That's lit. I need more. I have 31 now. 31 tattoos. I don't know how that happened, but I'm okay with it. Oh. Happy 4 years. Thank you guys. But yeah, no. I appreciate you guys like more than you could ever imagine. It's super crazy that me and the guys are in the spot we are right now, and I'm very thankful, very blessed. And seeing lab was great. I was so excited. Till next month. Lucas? No way, dude. What? That's weird, because I'm literally in the middle of installing Among Us. That's crazy. Well, you like a junior or something, brother? Hey, Johnny.
What?
It won't, install. Like, every time I go to press install, it doesn't do anything. Am I tripping? Like what?
Quick. Let me see.
Here's Johnny, by the way, everybody.
Hey.
As you can tell, he's a hand model.
Yeah, I've been working on it.
Oh, there you go.
There you go, pal.
I guess you're smarter than me.
Look how fast that is done.
I don't mind that. Alright, Lucas, I'm about to have it. Guess people. No. I'm just kidding. Maybe I could. And yeah, Jacob, I'm watching the Saints game right now, brother. I'm surprised that the Saints aren't winning, if I'm being honest. Oh, I thought the Packers just got another touchdown. But I've been great. My skin routine. I just take showers and wash my face. But other than that, I don't really do much. I got lucky. I only get pimples here and there. I got lucky with my skin. But yeah. Johnny's watching my live. What a guy. Isabella, I don't ignore you, so be quiet. Oh, my mom's back. Guarantee she shouts up here. Watch, you ready? You'll see. Right as she walks in, she's back. Jack? Yeah. How's everyone doing? Got your wisdom teeth out? I gotta get mine out. Like both of these, top and bottom, are grown in. And it hurts so bad when they're grown in. Like so bad. Allie, friends all. I'm not ignoring you. You better choose me on my birthday. I'll choose right now. Cheers to 4 years of Why Don't We? But I'll cheers you, Erica. I will. You better be 21, girl. Johnny's drinking. Guess you just turned 16. Hey, that's what's up, girl. You're still young. What am I drinking? I'm drinking a Smirnoff Ice right now. Because they're tasty. I'm kind of a little baby when it comes to drinking. I don't like beer. Hate beer. Like, literally hate beer. I hate tequila. Alex, my God, bro, I miss you, dog. I need to come to Australia and do your freaking, like ice cold bath or whatever you do. That stuff's crazy. My B-day's in 2 months. Aloha, Avery. Caitlin, I bet you don't even drink. I'm live. Don't say anything stupid.
I'm home.
Welcome home.
Glad you're home, Mom.
What makes you think I'll say something stupid?
Because you tend to do that.
No, I don't.
Love. Chelsea, I like how you noticed my nail polish. That's funny. Yeah, I got my nails painted red last night. Can't really tell that they're red, but I just did my 2 like ring fingers. That's okay. Hey, Caitlin, you call me out, I call you out. Oh. My nails are cool, thank you. One of my friends painted them. What up, Logan? Yeah, Jason, give me an impromptu interview. Go. I'm ready. Do you want me to guest you? Is that what's happening? I'm down for it, if you're down. Dude, Jake, I miss you, dog. I need to come see your new studio. Me and the guys are so busy right now. I have like no time. It's so annoying. But it's not annoying that I am like doing things to make music amazing, but it is annoying sometimes being very tired. That's it. That's all. But I love it all. I'm very blessed. Let me see how I guess someone. Okay. Let's see if I can get a Jason. Let's go, Jason. Let's go. I'm ready for this. Impromptu. Right.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Dude, I might have heard some of the things that you guys have been doing, and they're freaking incredible.
Yes, sir. You know it.
I might have got little sneak peeks of the music video that's coming out.
Bro, let's go.
And I'm pretty freaking psyched on it.
Dude, I'm so excited. You have no idea. Like,
Falling so good.
Thank you, bro. I'm like literally, I'm so ready for all of this. Like
The whole thing.
Like, I'm ready to blow people away.
Limelight's out there. You don't even know what you're in for.
No, they do not. Oh,
it's
hi,
ridiculous.
Reagan. Miss you, Reagan.
You guys wrote everything on the album. And I heard the song you wrote.
Oh, did you?
It's tight.
Hey, thanks, bro.
It's super tight. So like, tell me the difference of what the last albums you guys have done, what that process was like versus this one.
Okay. Basically, honestly. So last album was us going in a writing camp, and literally, so we had like 7 studios like booked out for us, and me and the guys would go and like there would be 2 of us in one room, like one guy in another, and 2 more. Like we were just like it was sporadic throughout the whole studio, and basically we would just go in and write with like just like we'd meet them that day and write a dope song with them.
And these are like songwriters from
Yeah,
that just
like they
write
write
songs
like
all the time.
yeah, exactly. Like we wrote with like Bruno Mars's writers, big what's his name, Black Bear. We wrote with him or his writers. Like just dude, like a ton of really big people. It was so sick. It was fun. So I think from that it kind of inspired me and the guys to like do our own thing. So like when we went out on tour, we just started writing our own songs, and Daniel started picking up producing like it was nothing. Like he's like a full-on producer now. It's ridiculous.
Freaking weird musical savant.
He's ridiculous. But yeah, and it's honestly like Daniel kind of inspired all of us to start producing too. So like whenever we have ideas now, we just like all come together and we're like, yo, let's go. So with this album, I think it was just us writing on tour, and then finally putting them in an album. But also when we got back from tour, we had so much time because of COVID. So there's plus sides to COVID as well. But like literally Fallen was the last song we wrote on the album. Like the album was done and we're like, okay, we're ready, let's put it out. And then out of nowhere, Fallen was made, and we're like, this has got to be our single, bro. Like it has to.
You know that's what happened with Shape of You.
No way.
The whole album was done,
That's crazy.
and they were like, "We need one more song."
That's so nuts.
It's crazy.
See, it's that magic, bro. Like the magic just comes over. Like,
Well, the thing that I hear in the biggest difference is it felt like, and I'm not. I got no beef. I got no with the past records. Like I've loved the stuff I've done with you, whatever. But the thing that I noticed is I felt like it sounded like and felt like a chunk of the songs on the album were older people trying to write songs for your age.
Yeah, exactly. And don't get me wrong, like all those writers
There's some good cuts in there.
They're brilliant. They're all very super amazing people, and just like we're so thankful that we got to work with them. But I think it taught us too. You know what I mean? And then I feel like in our music now, it's gonna show like it's actually from us. Yeah. And whenever you hear music from somebody, you feel it more. You know what I mean? Like you literally
Totally.
Like for instance, like I listened to Dominic Fike's new album, and I know 100% that was like straight from him. And
it's hard.
It made it so sick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I think is gonna. I mean, I'm like, holy crap, this is your voices in a way that it hasn't been before. Mm-hmm. And it's really freaking cool.
Thank you, bro. I'm glad you got to hear it too, like, cause it's
I fuck with it.
It's gonna be nuts, bro.
It's tight. I think Fallen is just. I'm excited to see what happens with it.
Let's go.
I think it's gonna be fun. I'm
so excited. I have this like thing I'm saying right now. I feel like I'm calling it, and I think Fallen is gonna go platinum within the first week. Because I know that it's that good of a song.
The best song you guys have ever done, by far.
Yes. I know it's that good of a song, and 2, I know our fans are just gonna go nuts with it. Like, cause like our fans, our fans, like.
Dude, you have the best fan base in the world.
Exactly. Like they're gonna go nuts.
Unbelievable.
The song is incredible. So many people from the label, like the label's totally backing us. They're like everything is. The stars are aligning right now, and I'm like, I'm so excited, dude. Like,
well, and that's the thing. It's steady. You guys have had steady growth. It's like you're maturing into like. I think it's so tight. How many people would kill for the opportunity to sit in a room with 20 writers? And learn what they do.
Exactly. I know, and that's where I'm like, we're so blessed to like have that. You know what I mean? Like, but it taught us so much. And like now when it comes to making songs, we know how to do it. So it's like, it's just all, I don't know, it's like baby steps. You just got to make your way up there.
How are you doing?
Dude, I'm so good. Baby's getting big. Lavender, she's a year and a half now, basically. um, she's starting to talk like a bunch now.
What was the first word? Do you know?
Honestly, I believe it was mama. It was mama. Because, like, I feel like that's honestly, like, just the easy word to say, too. Like, mama, mama. Like, it's so cute how she says it.
I was
But
listening. Jimmy Fallon wrote a kid's book,
he did?
and the whole thing is trying to get his kid to say "dada" before "mama."
That's amazing.
So that's real.
Yeah, right. But yeah, no, and Lav's totally saying dad, dad now too. Like every time I see her, like it's funny. Like so, last month, me and my mom went to Hawaii, and every time I would put Lav to sleep, I like go downstairs and chill for a bit until she woke back up, and then my mom would call me. She's like, she's up, and I'd go upstairs, and then she had the biggest smile on her face and be like, Dada, like, and just come hug me. It was the cutest thing ever, and I was like, God, just hits you in your soul.
What do you think your biggest, like, this has obviously been an insane year.
Yeah.
What's the biggest, like, hard part for you with COVID and with
Honestly, so this year definitely the hardest year I've ever lived in my whole life. I think for me was encountering anxiety, and panic attacks. Like I've dealt with it, like and it's scary, man. Like I did not realize like what anxiety was until I had it. Like, cause I thought it was just big stress ball in the moment, and then you're like, oh my god, anxiety. But no, it's like it's a true feeling that like comes over you, and you get like paranoid as heck. And yeah, that's a big struggle I've been having, but I'm totally working through that.
I've heard people talk about that where like some people have it and it literally feels like they genuinely think there was an earthquake or something and the floor fell out from under them.
Yeah, like,
and like
it's weird. Like you can literally like anxiety's a weird thing, man. Like it's like that's why like like when fans ask me about anxiety, like I totally love giving them advice about it now because I'm like I know exactly what you're going through. Like there's so many symptoms to anxiety. There's so much about it that is terrible. So it's like I'm helping people now.
What has helped you with anxiety?
Honestly, so I just got a therapist. I'm talking to someone, which is great. I feel like everyone. I mean, even if you don't have anxiety, I feel like people should talk to a therapist just to, clear their head. But
hey, I'm what? How old am I? I'm 36.
Yeah.
I started talking to a therapist about a month and a half ago. Same thing.
Just
Going, man, there's a lot of things happening in the world right now, and a lot of stuff happened with my family and friends, and just like, man, it's a weird. Yeah. And I do feel like there's like this, somehow there's a stigma, and there's a stigma that there's something wrong with that, and I'm like, no, how can it be wrong to like process your shit?
Yeah, no, exactly. And that's the thing too, is like for me, like not only has a therapist helped, but like she's helped.
Oh, you froze for a second. You back. There you are.
But yeah, with not only has a therapist helped so much, but like she's helped me just like understand that I'm not going crazy. You know what I mean? Like it's all normal. So like she like teaches me things to just stay sane in the moment. Like cause like you can start panicking easily. Like it's scary, but
I just because we're on this subject, it was interesting because like I said, I've never been to. I did like premarital counseling before Jenny and I got married. And that was tight and super helpful, like super, super helpful. And I feel like I know more about like relational stuff than like I've never done it for just like processing my own. And honestly, the person I went to, it just wasn't a very good fit. And so at first I was like, am I doing this wrong? Is this what this is? And then I talked to a couple other friends that have been in counseling for a while, and they're like, no, you just have to find someone that is a good fit. Like, different people have different like strong points and sensibilities. And I got a couple other recos of someone, and it's like, I just say that to anybody out there that's like, I tried and it was stupid. It's like,
Yeah.
what I've heard from my friends is like, no, you just have to find somebody that feels like they are connecting to you, and it's safe and it's genuine, and it's like you can just literally put the thing out there that you don't want to say to anybody.
Yeah, no, exactly, bro. Like, that's
And then it might take a minute to find that, but
totally. But you know, you always will. There's always greatness. You know what I mean? Always in everything.
so what are like helpful, like is there anything for anxiety in particular? I've only experienced anxiety, like literally, I think the only time I really had that physical anxiety was the week that I did the Shape of You music video.
Really?
Yeah, like Ed called me in the middle of the night on November 30th, and he's like, my label's going to call you. They want to know if you can write on this thing. And so I picked up the phone at 2 a.m. when the label called, and they said, if we don't shoot this in the next 7 days, and they had told Ed this too, and he had told me this, that his whole album release cycle was going to get pushed back. The tour was going to get pushed back, and he had backed out of the original idea for the music video. And they said, what do you want to do? Your directors aren't available. And he said, call Jason, because we'd been friends for a while.
Yeah.
And I took the call and I wrote it, and I was like, shit, I have 7 days to pull this off. And it was right before Christmas, and I had like physical, like I felt like I had a 100-pound weight on my chest.
Exact, bro. That's
walking around.
That's anxiety. That's like straight up anxiety. Like, I feel that all the time. That weight, like right in here, and you're like,
yeah,
go away.
And then I had this weird thing where it almost felt like it was burning. Like under my rib cage, it was like there was almost this burning, and I was like, what the hell is this? I've never experienced this. And it was interesting because I was like, I think it's a combination of like fear, stress, like a feeling of being alone.
Yep.
Like it's all on you, which it was. I was like, this is all on me to pull off. But it was interesting having that experience and being a little bit older and like it being so foreign.
Yeah.
And I heard people talk about it and was like, and so I kind of took the road of like what can help with calming that down. Have you found anything that's been like just really practical?
Honestly, for me, so I've done like things where they say like you can put your hand on your chest or your stomach, and you just take 10 deep breaths, like literally just like in and out, 10 deep breaths. And then like literally you can just keep breathing. And then after your 10 deep breaths, you just keep breathing just normally. And you just like feel your stomach go up with feel your hand go up with your stomach. And it like start like you're like that stress ball in your chest, and like the fear, like it's almost like butterflies in your chest mixed with like a 50-pound weight. It's like, so
yeah.
that feeling literally just starts easing out as you keep breathing. But also just knowing it can't hurt me as well. Like if you like train your brain to be like, I know this is not going to hurt me, and I know I'm very scared of it right now, but it's not going to hurt me. Like if you just like have that like focus in your brain rather than letting it just travel off and getting scared about it, like totally helps. But yeah,
and like you said, the fact that it's not, you're not like broken. There's something, it's more normal than.
Oh, totally.
And I do think for me at least it was interesting because it was so specifically connected to something.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that's always the case. I mean, I was listening to the bass guitar player for Guns N' Roses talk about it. He had anxiety his whole life.
Yep.
And the first time he had it was when he was a teenager, and he was the one that was saying that he was in the shower and the floor fell out from underneath him, and he like panicked and like screamed for his mom, put a towel on, and went to the hospital. And they were like, "There's nothing wrong. It was just an anxiety attack." Yep. And he dealt with it his whole life, and he's like, sometimes it is things that you can manage because it is the like the hurts a lot. Like a lot of it is built on, you have resentments that you haven't dealt with. You have broken relationships where you haven't like sorted through how to let go or how to have peace or how to whatever. And he's like, but, or sometimes it's that you have just literally not been taking care of yourself, and your body is being like, sleep, eat, go for a walk, like whatever. But then he's like, sometimes everything's going perfect.
Yeah, literally, like there'll be like sometimes I'll go like 7 days of just having like awful anxiety, like every day, all day long, and I'm like, I just want to go home and sleep. Like it's like, so, and it's funny because then like literally the next day it'll be like 3 days right in a row where I literally just don't feel any of it anymore, and I'm like, oh, it's gone. But that's where like you can't say that to yourself, because like then you're thinking it's gone, and it's gonna hit you like a train again when it comes back.
And when it does, you're gonna be you're like afraid.
Yep, exactly. So like for me, I think my biggest thing I need to get over is just being afraid of it, because I feel like that's the main thing of it, is like you're always afraid for the next time you're gonna have it, or but yeah, no, I've been, it's been a lot better. And you know, like therapist said, like I'm getting back in my workout routine now, just like working out, eating right, making sure I only drink water, because it literally just clears your brain, like, and everything. So yeah, that's what I've been.
I've pretty much only drank water since I was 15.
Dang, that's
crazy.
That's amazing, actually.
I feel like it's super helpful. Like, it's interesting that people are like, you must drink coffee all the time. Like when I'm on set and shooting, they're like, you have so much energy. I'm like, I never drink caffeine. If I do, I'm like, it actually,
yeah, you're wired.
But it would be like maybe one coffee every 3 months. Like,
Dang, that's so good.
And it's weird because I'm like, I feel like you deplete your natural ability to have energy when you just are constantly like,
yep,
you need something for it.
Exactly. I know. That's what'd you say?
No, you go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I'm like, that's what people don't realize too, is like the more caffeine you're like putting in your body, like the more your body isn't gonna behave in a sense. It's like weird.
Well, and it's interesting too. I'm like, I know anxiety. This is a friend of mine had like a total like break, like had like a bit of a manic break and had major anxiety and these things, and he'd never had it before, and he went in and they were like, do you drink a lot of coffee? Do you use nicotine? Do you and it was like, those are stimulants. They are literally chemically making your brain go crazy. You do it all the time. And he's like, well, I don't drink that much coffee. I drink like 5 cups a day. Like, that's a lot. That's a lot.
That's crazy. Yeah, I don't drink any coffee, so that's good.
So I had this, one of my best friends, it's actually Keanu's dad.
Oh, really?
His dad was, his parents were marriage and family counselors.
Gotcha.
And it was interesting. So I learned a ton from him when we were like 20. And he gave me a piece of advice that I've stuck to and like told to a bunch of people. I was like, this is the best piece of practical advice for stress. Now I'm going to give it to you right now. Okay. It's crazy. So like everybody's got a baseline stress level, right? And I'm not a super stressed out person. I'd say like if things are going well on a normal day, I'm at like a 3 maybe. And then you have friends that you're like, they're at a 7.
Yep.
Every time you see them, they're at a 7. Where would you say you are? Like on a natural?
Well, before this year, I would say the same. I'd be at like a 3, 4. Like I was always happy, like always, no matter what, because I was just, like living my life. But just from like some personal stuff going down and like COVID happening and like
everything in the world,
like it hit me like a train. And I like nowadays, like there'll be a day where I'm feeling like a 10, and there'll be days where I'm feeling like like honestly, just casual days now are like 5, maybe
So
6 sometimes. So it's like,
check out this. Hopefully this will be helpful. It might not this year. It might not be, but in regular life, it probably will.
yeah, right.
Um, stress, things that cause anxiety and stress compound incrementally. So, like, if I'm at let's say I'm at a baseline 3,
Mm-hmm.
and I get a stressful phone call, like somebody's like, "You got a bill you got to pay," and I'm like, "Fuck."
Yeah.
Now I'm at a 4. I'm at a 4 because I added one, and then I'm like, Jenny gets mad at me because I didn't, because over something stupid. It doesn't even have to be important, like whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm like, fuck. Now I'm at a 7,
Yeah.
and then it's like, and I was at that baseline 3 because I'm stressed out about my parents. I was already at a 3, and so now I'm at a 7, and all of a sudden I'm talking with my friend, or I'm doing something, and something that normally would put me to a 3 puts me to an 11.
Yeah.
Because these things have stacked up where I got my parents, I got work, I got I got to finish a treatment, so call that homework, whatever.
Yeah.
It's like I got my do. I gotta be on this call. There's somebody I feel like I've just that thing that's been sitting in the back of my head where I'm like, I let this person down. I told them I'd do a thing and I still haven't done it. And I'm bad about that. And then there's like the resentment that you're holding on to, and that person sends you a text that you're already kind of pissed off at and need to fix things with.
Yeah.
And you're just like, fuck, and it just triggers. And the advice that he gave, that his parents gave to people, and he said to me, is like, when you have that, if you can keep track of your baseline, like what your stressors are, like actually think about it and go, okay, I am stressed out because I told my roommates that I would do the dishes and I didn't. Go do the dishes. It'll drop everything.
Yeah.
I have been avoiding talking to Jonah about this.
Mm-hmm.
And in reality, it's not as big of a deal as the other things that I can't control, and I can do it. I can just call him.
That's true.
And you just call him, and you just go through and go, what are the things that I can do something about right now so that they're not this outstanding debt?
That's a good point.
And you cut shit down, and you go, and all of a sudden you're back to like, you're 10, you deal with 3 little things, and you're at a 4.
Yep.
Because they compound, and you're like, you can't do anything about those 4 because it is what it is. But looking at the things that are like keeping an account of yourself and going, if this is stressful and I can do something, if it's simple, it's like sending email. You've been stressing out, like you're adding a stress level point because of an email you didn't send.
Yeah, no, literally. It's funny you're like describing it like this, because that's literally like what I need to do. Because for me, I was so used to just with my stress, I'd avoid it all. I'd get rid of it. I was like, no. Like I just didn't want to be a part of it, and I realized it just built up this huge stress ball in me.
Yeah,
and
dude.
just like it just hit me. But it's funny because the way you're describing that is like how a therapist describes it. They say that the only way to get out of it is to go through it.
Well, and again, the thing I liked about it the most is some things you can't go through.
Yeah,
like
exactly. Yeah.
I can control, like being aware of the things that you're like, fucking, I can't fix things with this person.
Yeah.
But I can respond to that email. I can clean my shit that I said I do. I can.
Yep.
Or even the things that you're like, you're just beating yourself up over that you didn't even promise anybody else you do. But let's say you're like, I'm gonna interact. I'm just been trying to be more interactive with the limelights, and I haven't been doing.
Yep.
And you're like, I can just do that. I don't have to beat myself up for it. Do it. And like whatever it is, you know what I mean? Or you're beating yourself up because you didn't write a song.
Mm-hmm.
Like, well, sit down for 20 minutes and write something.
Yeah, legit. Yeah.
It's just that idea of what can you control, and then like learning how to breathe, and learning how to like meditate a little bit, and learning how to pray, and learning how to just like find peace about the things that you can't control.
Exactly. Yeah, no, that's so smart. That's
It
really
was one
smart.
of the pieces of life advice I ever got, and it totally works, which is crazy.
I'm 100% gonna do that now. Like
And
100%.
the easiest thing on the list. Like, it's the opposite, where we're like,
Yeah.
I deal with the big thing before I can get to the little things. You're like, no, fuck the big thing. I'm going to just like, what is the easiest thing on my list that's causing a little bit of stress? And everything starts to decompress a bit.
Mm-hmm. And then you're just less stressed in general.
Less
Like,
stress. Um, yeah, man. Well, that went to a place I wasn't expecting it to go.
I know, right?
I'm
Deep
into
Talks with Jason and Jack.
Jason and Jack talk about stress.
I love it.
Dude, what's your favorite song on the album? Oh, you probably can't even say.
Okay.
Describe
So
it. Describe.
is
Don't.
so
Yeah,
it is Fallen.
it is.
Fallen is probably my favorite just because it was magical. Like it just happened out of nowhere, and I remember just listening to it the first time, and I was like, "This is absolutely a smash!" Like absolutely. But then I have another one that is it's a little more mature with the lyrics, but
I know the one you're talking about.
yeah, it's a little more mature, but it's like
We're adult.
yes, exactly. It's a little more on the adult side,
Who knows?
but that one's probably my
Why
second favorite.
describe it like in a not lyrically, but like in a what's the vibe? Musically, what's the vibe?
Sexy.
Sexy.
Sexy for sure. Sexy for sure.
Nice.
Yes.
Um, that's tight. Do you play? Do you play instruments?
Yeah, I play guitar, piano, and a little bit of drums.
Nice. Are you guys playing instruments on this at all? This
Yes.
album?
Like all of it.
You're playing the instruments as well on the whole album.
Oh yeah. The entire album.
You guys wrote it and are playing all the instruments on it.
Yep. We wrote it, produced it, instruments, everything.
If I'm trying to think of things I can ask that aren't, I actually know the answer to these questions already.
I know, right?
I'm trying to think of things I can ask about the album that is information.
Hey, it's all right.
I like you guys sampled a song that was the #1 hit when I was in high school,
Yep.
and
Yep.
it's expected.
It's gonna be lit.
Like this is super fun. I will just throw out there, grunge is coming back.
It is.
Rock is coming back, and I like
Rock,
that you guys are bringing rock back
rock is
a little bit
on
this.
its way.
I feel like it's a mashup of just so many genres, which is cool.
Literally, no, like
Like
literally.
you have a little rock, a little pop, a little hip hop, a little singer songwriter, a like vibe, like storytelling. I like it. I think it's filthy.
Bro, I'm so like it's. I feel like it's the album. You literally like start from the top and don't stop listening until it's completely done.
Yeah.
Like,
And those are what great albums are. The funny thing is, I actually am looking at this and I'm like, a handful of my friends have been a little bit successful in music. And I happen to be with them watching how that progression.
mm-hmm.
And it's like, it was shocking to see that Macklemore and Ryan Lewis and Ed Sheeran had the same trajectory.
Mm-hmm.
Shawn Mendes, same trajectory.
Mm-hmm.
And then I started looking at pop people, and I'm like, oh, it's the same trajectory. It's really interesting. It's like you're clearly talented. You have a vibe. You're starting to find your voice a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
You're starting to learn how to be performers, figure out what your style is, and your music's pretty good, and people like it. And then it's like you cross a threshold where you're like, this is undeniably good. And I remember saying this to Ed. It was funny, but, it was after Multiply came out. Multiply was bit. He came out with Plus, and it was like a couple songs that popped out. People were like kind of starting to notice there was this song, but they didn't know who sang it, and it's just like this little rise. But he's selling out theaters. And he's trying to pull down Madison Square Garden, and like some pretty cool things are happening. And then he does Multiply, and it was like he got a couple top 40s, and like people are like paying attention. And I remember listening to it, and I was like, yeah, but it's not there yet. Like, it's super good. You're freakishly talented. These songs are all tight. And I remember sitting in Vancouver, BC with him and he's played me a couple songs. And he's like, these are the best songs I've ever written. And I feel like I go, no, they're not. And he's like, what? And I'm like, yeah, this is my thought for you. It was funny. It was right when I showed him a pre-cut of Downtown. The Downtown.
Oh, no way.
It was right then. It was right when I was doing that. So whenever that was, 2015 or something. And I said to Ed, I go, here's the thing, Ed. I think you're musically brilliant. You haven't written the song yet.
Mm-hmm.
You haven't written the song yet. They're good, but you can do better. And he literally goes, no one has told me that. Everybody's like, this is amazing. And I'm like, I do think it's amazing. Don't get me wrong. You can do better. Like, you haven't written the song yet.
Yeah.
You haven't written the song yet. And I don't know, like, Falling is close. I still think you guys, your next record is going to be massive. Like, I think the next album is going to be massive, and I think you're on the same trajectory as those guys, just because you're musically getting better.
Yeah, totally.
And and like having something to say because you're living life.
Yep, exactly, bro. That could be very, very true.
I'm calling it, and I called it when I did the trust fund video. Ed wrote that song. I had actually heard that song before. Ed played it for me, like
no way.
His version with him singing it.
That's funny.
So I'd heard it before, and I thought it was funny because it's totally about him when he was a kid. And
yeah.
And when I took the song and I flew down to meet you guys, my feeling that I got, my gut instinct that I got, was the same feeling I had with Ben and Ryan and with Ed before. And I didn't know you guys, and I didn't.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm just like, I don't know. I called it. I've been made fun of for calling it. Not just by friends. They're like, shut up. You don't know what you're talking about. Like,
hey,
you can't predict. And I'm like, maybe not. But I think you guys are way more musically talented than the world knows. And I think your fan base knows how talented you are. And I think these are the songs that are going to crack it. Like, crack that door. I think you're going to get radio play. I would guess that you're going to get, like, some acclaim, a little bit of, like, people that don't know who you are, have no idea.
mm-hmm.
Song's tight. What is that?
Heck yes. And that's the thing too, is like I feel like in a mainstream way, or like like a mainstream way, like I feel like the public almost, like not our fan base, but the public would listen to a song like ours in the past and be like, oh, cool. You know what I mean? Not like, this is hard. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Like, they weren't saying, like, I feel like people back then were like, that's a good song, but it's not a smash. You know what I mean? Like, and I feel like now.
If I don't like that genre, but I like that song.
Yep.
Like, that's what these are starting to feel like. And I think Falling is that. I think it's just good. I think it doesn't matter who was singing it. It's just a tight song. And the fact that you guys are singing it and you're friends and there's a vibe, like the video's got such a vibe. I'm jealous I didn't do it. But it was totally the right. I hope the cut is as good as what I think it could be.
Oh, bro, it's oh yes, it's incredible.
Is it dope?
It's incredible.
All right, honest question: who's the best in it?
What, at like performing?
Great, totally, 100% honesty. Who's the biggest dreamboat in the video?
Daniel.
Daniel,
for sure. Daniel's gorgeous. Daniel's a gorgeous man. I just gotta give it to
Who's the
him.
coolest in it?
Okay, probably Corbin. Corbin.
Okay.
So I have a really cool part, but the
Yes.
way Corbin performed was very edgy and cool. I loved it. Uh-oh. Is the Wi-Fi going out? Uh-oh. Oh no, this is so sad. Well, I'm sorry, Jason. I don't even know if this is live still.
Look.
Is it still going, everybody?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Jason, I don't know what happened, man. I think your Wi-Fi is gone, but I will say I love you and I appreciate you talking to me, brother. Guys, I have to get up early tomorrow though, so I'm gonna dip out. I got a long work day tomorrow. But keep in mind 2 days till falling, and go tell your friends, cousins, aunts, uncles, dad, moms, third cousins, whatever it is. Just be ready. So, peace out, everybody. Much love, and I'll see